There continues to be a great deal of disinformation and outright censorship. Since our summit, the censorship unfortunately has gotten worse. Because of that, we've established a website, America's Frontline Doctors, where you can find the truth, where the truth is not censored. You can also follow most of us on social media. Today we're going to bring you information about masks, about lockdowns, about, most importantly, early treatment, reasons to be optimistic. We're going to dispel the myths. I want to start with masks, and I start with this because there's a legal crisis, a constitutional crisis that we're not recognizing. And it is, to some extent, personified by the forced, mandated wearing of masks. Let's not tiptoe around the great big elephant in the room. The facts are actually not in dispute. Masks are completely irrelevant in blocking the SARS-CoV-2 virus. If you doubt that, you must watch the educational session that we've done about the myth of masks. I encourage everyone to do their own internet search and discover that prior to March 2020, there were no scientific journals that asserted that masks could keep out a virus. That's simply not how that works. A virus is 1/1000th the size of a hair. Consider what our Emperor Fauci said when asked if he's sure that masks work. Now remember, he is not new to the game. This has been his life's work for decades. There was no chance that what he said was a mistake, and there was no chance that SARS-CoV-2 is different than any other RNA virus that he has made his life's work. Dr. Fauci said, when you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it is not providing the perfect protection that people think it is. And often there are unintended consequences. What the New England Journal of Medicine, a premier medical journal, had to say about masks, the following. It is clear that masks serve symbolic roles. Masks are lucky charms that may help increase healthcare workers' perceived sense of safety and well-being. Thus, although such reactions may not be strictly logical, we're all subject to fear and anxiety, especially during times of crisis. Expanded masking protocols' greatest contribution may be to reduce the transmission of anxiety. That is per the New England Journal of Medicine. I will put it plainly to you, my fellow Americans, you have been lied to by the media. Propaganda is not a new phenomenon. Thomas Jefferson said, the man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. And John F. Kennedy pointed out that it does not matter if the propaganda had a sinister purpose. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. These days, Americans fall into three groups: those who recognize the propaganda, those who have been successfully propagandized, and those who don't care. We'll just leave them out of it for now. My message is for mask believers who have not yet realized that they are victims of propaganda and who also think it is no big deal to force other people to wear a mask. In fact, there are three enormous problems with masks. First, mask mandates are spreading fear and hostility that is changing American culture. We are less friendly, less interactive, more hostile, quicker to be angry with our fellow citizen. Masks are very socially divisive. There is mask shaming and mask virtue signaling. There's hashtag social compliance, and there's citizen policing of sidewalks and airplanes and restaurants. And in addition to hostility, masks bring a palpable sense of fear that is totally unwarranted by the facts. There are actual human beings who believe that others will be harmed if they don't wear a mask, and this is tragic. Second, mask mandates cause an insurmountable civil libertarian issue. In the American legal system, the government cannot force a facial covering because all rights not expressly given to the government belong to the people. The government has neither common law nor statutory right to mandate clothing. Encroaching on a right that belongs to the people is extremely dangerous. One of our founding fathers, fourth president, James Madison, said, "It is proper to take alarm at the first experiment on our liberties. We hold this to be the first duty of citizens and one of the noblest characteristics of the Revolution. The free men of America did not wait till usurped power had strengthened itself." Third, wearing masks is a national security issue. When most of the citizenry of our country can so easily be persuaded to do something that is so clearly against our own Constitution, our enemies certainly take notice. We are quite literally telegraphing our weakness and social divisiveness to our enemies. Now, to those Americans who are genuinely afraid, we are physicians. We are here to help you with these facts to reduce your fear. First, we'll do the facts, then the emotion, and then the call to action. The first is the facts. Notice that what the experts had said for months is wrong. There are not 2 million dead. Our healthcare system was not overwhelmed. There were 10 times the number of ventilators that we needed. Nearly everyone survives, and early treatment works. You must not ignore your own life experience. If all you had to do to stop a virus was hold a tissue paper to your face, your ancestors would have learned this centuries ago, and your grandmother would have taught you this. Second is the emotion. Consider that what President Jefferson said 200 years ago, that newspapers are propaganda, and also what President Kennedy later pointed out, which is that it does not matter if the propaganda is a myth or a lie. Kennedy said, the myth that is persistent and persuasive. Realize that just because you believe or feel something is true does not make it true. There has been a massive propaganda campaign to get you to believe something, but you have it within your power to dismiss the propaganda. A simple internet search reveals that no scientist ever believed a mask, let alone a bandana, was relevant against a virus right up until COVID-19. The myth of masks came from politicians, and when something happens in politics, you can be darn sure it's done for another purpose. Third, a call to action. To the mask believers who have been angry at people who won't wear a mask, I call on you now to double your anger, but direct your anger toward those people who have lied to you. It is the people who are angry who have the power to fix the social divisiveness. We need you to put your anger squarely where it belongs. Unleash all of your fury on the professional media complex that has lied and lied and lied to you. And the final call of action to all Americans. So-called experts keep telling you that a bandana can stop a virus that is 1,000 times smaller than a hair. How stupid do you think we are? To all Americans, we say, we will be fooled no longer. The tiny emperor has no clothes. Thank you.